Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something that literally has the potential to fundamentally transform how you lead, how you mentor, and how you foster collaboration. We're looking at the teaming framework, and this is directly sourced from the Gadsden Quick Start Guide, developed by the Total Learning Research Institute. Whether you're working with students, guiding young professionals, or leading a corporate group, this framework is basically your complete training walkthrough. It provides a highly structured path to absolutely empowering your team. We're going to go way beyond basic teamwork today and look at the deep underlying skills that make group success actually happen. Okay, let's dive into this structured path. We'll be hitting 5 clear sections today. 1, introduction. 2, the 4 roles. 3, team stages. 4, the foundation 5. And 5, essential tools. Let's get to it. Before we get into the mechanics, I want you to take just a quick second and think about a time when you were part of a truly high-performing team. Seriously, what did it feel like? Was there this palpable sense of shared energy? Did it feel like everyone's unique strengths were just perfectly utilized? Well, that feeling of synergy doesn't just happen by accident. What made that team so successful was likely a very specific set of underlying behaviors and structures. And here is a fascinating takeaway from the source material. Teaming begins with you. As a mentor, your very first job is to continuously model those high-performing behaviors, because your mentees are quite literally always watching and learning from how you operate. Section 1, Introduction. So to really understand teaming, we've got to shift our perspective away from traditional lecturing, where one person just talks to a room, and move toward group-based skill building. You see, teaming is not an academic subject like math or history. It's a meta-curriculum. It is a comprehensive set of skills that actually permits learning or work to be done as a group. And this requires a bit of a paradigm shift. It fundamentally changes your relationship with your participants. You aren't just teaching them a subject anymore. You are teaching them the leadership and collaborative skills necessary for workplace success today, drawing from robust methodologies like Agile and Lean Six Sigma. It's all about creating an environment where they learn how to learn together. Section 2. The 4 roles. Now, what's really interesting about this is that to create that environment, you have to be incredibly adaptable. To establish a successful team and culture, you can't just wear one hat. Notice how these 4 distinct mentor rules are broken down here. These aren't just general traits you embody all at once. They are strategic hats you put on at different times depending on exactly what the team needs. First, you've got the instructor. This is the more traditional role where you deliver packaged knowledge in bite-sized chunks. But then you have the facilitator. When the team is working together, the facilitator steps in to guide the interpersonal and operational processes, just making sure everything runs smoothly. Third is the coach. Coaching is all about active discovery. You're motivating the team to improve their performance and use their new skills self-sufficiently. And finally, the learning manager. This role is highly strategic. It's the design function where you create the overarching learning environments and lesson blueprints. Knowing exactly which role your team needs in any given moment is for sure the hallmark of a great mentor. But how do you know what they need? Well, that requires diagnosing their current health and dynamics. Section 3, Team Stages. Let's look at how groups actually evolve. The source material uses some fantastic water-based metaphors to illustrate this, and it's like a giant puzzle coming together. First is forming, or testing the waters with one toe. Everyone is polite, maybe a bit anxious, and just trying to figure out why they're there and what they offer. Then comes storming, or sinking or swimming. This is where personalities clash, roles are questioned, and conflict emerges. It can be tough, but it is absolutely necessary. Next is norming, or staying afloat. Clear goals are defined, and the team starts to build positive, open relationships. Finally, we hit performing, or reaching shore. The team is cohesive, highly productive, and completely focused on group problem solving. And keep in mind, this isn't a one-and-done linear journey. Teams often cycle back through these behaviors multiple times, especially when a new member joins up or some outside crisis hits. Let's zoom in on the most critical transition your team will make, moving from the difficult storming phase over to the norming phase. During storming, you're going to see anxiety. You'll hear questions like, "Who made her the boss?" or "Why is he questioning my skills?" As a facilitator, your job here is to allow open discussion without criticism. When you successfully guide them through this turbulence, they transition into norming. This is where harmony emerges. You'll see friendliness, openness, and compromise. Power struggles get resolved, and the team agrees on how to communicate effectively, even when they totally disagree. Getting your team across this specific bridge is where you truly earn your stripes as a mentor.
Section 4, the Foundation 5.
Now, to ensure your team doesn't capsize during those stormy phases, you need to establish absolute bedrock cultural ground rules. Let's run through these 5 prerequisites for any team to function properly. Number 1, treat others the way you want to be treated. Calm, objective language is key here. Number 2, walk the talk. Don't just say what's right, actually do it. This builds immense trust. Number 3, value another's views and worth. Listen patiently. Number 4, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Negativity literally never contributes to a fix. And number 5, hang together, not separately. Consistently enforcing these rules creates a profound culture shift. Eventually, if you model it correctly, you'll see team members holding each other accountable to these standards without you even needing to step in.
I really want to focus on that 5th rule for just a second. Hang together, not separately. This is so foundational. The highest performing teams are characterized by learning and supporting behaviors. They are not characterized by restrictive, critical, or punishing behaviors. When individuals commit to supporting one another, trust absolutely skyrockets, and the work environment becomes incredibly harmonious and productive.
Section 5, essential tools. So the crucial point is this: you know the roles, you understand the stages, and you have your ground rules. But what do you actually do when you're in the room and things are happening live? Let's start with how to provide quick positive reinforcement when your team hits that performing stage using the constructive M-U-We method. It takes just seconds. Step 1, M. You approach the group and state a specific constructive behavior you observed. For example, I noticed you all just shared information perfectly. Step 2, U. You compliment the individuals and invite their input. You did a great job organizing that data. How did you approach it? Step 3, we. You detail the positive lesson for the whole group. When we share information openly, we solve the problem twice as fast. It is incredibly effective for nurturing success.
But hey, what happens when things go wrong? You use the exact same framework but adapted for disruptive behavior. Step 1, me. Calmly state the negative behavior and how it's affecting the team. I'm noticing a lot of side conversations, and it's stalling our progress. Step 2, you. Ask for their view. What's going on from your perspective? This is huge because it prevents them from feeling attacked. Step 3, we. Explore solutions together and get agreement to move forward constructively. It is a highly structured way to calmly diffuse a disruption without alienating anyone in the group.
Another essential operational tool is brainstorming. Look, we've all brainstormed, but a teaming brainstorm has strict rules to generate actual excitement and original solutions. First, freewheel. No idea is too silly. Second, absolutely no discussion, judgment, or criticism during the generation phase. That means no groans, no eye rolls, and no desperately trying to shoot down your coworker's terrible idea. Third, encourage hitchhiking, which is building directly on someone else's idea. And finally, write everything down so it's visible. You evaluate later. Right now, it's about absolute freedom. Once you actually have all those ideas, how do you decide? Well, the framework heavily relies on consensus decision-making, which involves 3 phases: presentation of the issue, thorough discussion, and making the decision. Reaching consensus can definitely take longer up front because every single member must either approve or explicitly state they can live with the decision. Literally, a single no vote means discussion continues. However, the immense benefit is that while the decision phase might be a slow burn, the actual implementation of the decision is lightning fast because everyone is fully on board and trust is already established. And this brilliantly illustrates a vital concept you've got to manage during that discussion phase: separating interests from positions. Positions are stances people take based on their ego, their role, or their personality. But interests? Interests are the underlying things that are actually truly important to someone. To find common ground and reach consensus, a team has to learn to strip away the ego of their positions and communicate their genuine interests. Our final tool is process observation. This is how a team actively studies and improves its own interactions. You periodically designate one team member to just sit out and observe. They don't participate in the task at all. They simply watch how the team communicates. The key here is that they must report only what they hear and see, not what they kind of think is going on in people's minds. They need to be descriptive. Member A suggested this, and Member B interrupted. Using constructive feedback this way gives the team an entirely objective mirror to look into, keeping them healthy and firmly on track. Wow, we've covered a tremendous amount of ground today. From shifting into the meta-curriculum of teaming and wearing your 4 mentor hats, to guiding your team from storming to performing using the Foundation 5 and your new operational toolkit. So, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. Look back over what we just discussed. Which of these specific teaming tools are you going to use in your very next group interaction? Seriously, don't wait. Pick one, apply it immediately, and start helping your team reach the shore. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy teaming!